Hi guys, how you doing? Is everyone doing well today? Now this is the first time that I'm alternating my lives so that one week I have Saturday at an earlier time and then Sunday will resume, like every other Sunday I'll be taking requests and so on and so forth. So today is just going to be about some public topics. I brought some, but I'm more than willing to look at what anyone wants to put down in the comments below. If there's a public topic that's currently got your attention, it can be anything, true crime, you know, pop culture, uh, politics, whatever. Just feel free to go ahead and put it down and I'll cover it. And you can make comments and I'll read them out. Um, I'm just going to start shuffling my cards. I brought a variety here. See if I've got my coffee and I've got my water. Coffee is a must. So, like for instance, the topic of Hurricane Helene and the damage that it has done. Hey, Lynette and Erica, so great to catch you guys. That is stunning. That is stunning. That is sad. That's quite a few people have been sadly killed as a result of the hurricane. So just want to offer up a moment of spotlight to them and uh, offer up a prayer for them and the loved ones that have, lost family members' lives in the Hurricane Helena, and put some love there. I'm sure that it's going to take them Springfield, Ohio chaos. Okay, caused by DJT and JBD. Got it. I'm gonna write these down as well. Sometimes when I just do that, helps to kind of help me track better when I'm multitasking. So yeah, Springfield, that's a good one. And don't mind the background noise. There's a lot of traffic outside today, and it's very, very foggy here. My daughter just got home and said that it is backed up big time. So we'll look at Springfield, Ohio, and the toxins that the toxic duo of Donald J. Trump and Mr. Vance. Mm, you just, I just get incredulous that anyone could listen to them and go, yeah, they sound really intelligent. Yeah, it's just there's anyway. Anyway, I don't want to go there. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. All right, so folks, you can feel free, like I said, and you know what? I will put up the banner that says um, make a request for me to read on. Oops. Public topic. Okay, and we'll just have that. I want to have that. Let's see. Scroll at the bottom. So how does that look? Yeah, that's so big. That's not what I was wanting it to look like. That's a good name for the two. They're just like a couple of like Tweedledee and Tweedledum was what I was trying to get at. It's what it reminds me of. Okay, so anyway, at this point, at least I've got that down, and I'll just put this right here so we all know what I'm going to be reading on. And as I juggled this, thank you for being patient. My My sweater today says merci, and I mean it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Yeah, this is more like anything that you're curious about. Yeah, crop circles counts as like, a public topic. It just means not necessarily personal. Just liking to mix it up when I read. So I'm going to put down crop circles, and I'll go ahead and star these as well, of course. And we'll just put these down and see what we get. We'll play it by ear, you know? All right. Now set that big heavy notebook up there. Okay, so first, and like I said, go ahead, type it if you've got something that you'd like me to look at. Doesn't matter if it seems like it's really far out or I don't care, just whatever, something that you've always wondered about, maybe. Um, and we'll throw cards. And I'm wanting to also remember to invite you to join me if you've got cards and you want to bump up your skills or just kind of uh, try reading along. That would be great. I enjoy that. So what I'll do is I'll just star the questions. And Isadora, if you can just, my lovely mod, if you can just type to put your questions in all caps, put questions in all caps for any topic they want to read on. Yeah, we can look at Cleopatra's tomb. I think I forgot I read about that. I did a reading on that not too well. It's been a long time ago, but I did a reading on it, and I think I saw it being found eventually. That's interesting. Ooh, ooh, ooh. These might be so good that we'll have to just write them down for other little videos, quickie reads if I can't um, get to all of them. That's great though. It gives me more ideas of what you guys are curious about, and so I can kind of scratch that itch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's old though. It's from a few years ago at least, maybe even before the pandemic, but or during it. It's back. You know back a while ago. There we go. And I'm gonna, let's see. I am going to just pin this. Here we go. And that way, as you put your questions down, people can kind of take a look and see how we are going to be doing this Saturday, every other week end live. Like we'll have what next weekend, like I was saying on Sunday, will be more for people's personal questions. And maybe if one public or concern of the day, just depends. I might just make it all personal questions. Um, we'll see. But this Saturday will be for like current events, so to speak, things that people are interested in that they've never gotten a good enough answer for, and they just want to see if there's anything more that can be revealed, that kind of thing. It could be like a dream that you had that you didn't fully understand. It could be what did somebody mean 10 years ago when, and it stuck with you. Anything like that. Just trying to switch it up. And I'm not long out of the shower. You can see my hair is probably remain wet. So let me just get focused on reading on Trump and Vance and the trouble that they've stirred up with Ohio. Pardon me. Allergies year round because it's so temperate here. So there's not a real dieback season too much. Well, there is, but not like in the Midwest and East Coast. Okay. Wow, my mind just goes everywhere. Okay. Anyway, let's look at Springfield, Ohio, and the chaos that's been caused there by Donald Trump. And is there that's cool. I want to hear about it, Isadora. I love hearing about other people's dreams. I'm like that. I'm kind of an oddball. Do you can you put like is there something in particular about this problem that they've caused that you want me to read on, like are they going to be held? Is anyone ever going to hold them to account for that or whatever? Or just to read on in general, that's fine. But I tell you what I'll do for right now while you think about that, Isadora, is I'll focus on just what Spirit wants us to know about it and be aware of with that in mind. And again, merci. Thank you for joining. Feel free to lurk, but please hit the like button if you'd be so kind. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Springfield, Ohio, with the Haitian population that has sought refuge there and are productive members of society. Um, this wasn't a problem until Donald J. Trump and Mr. Vance started claiming falsehoods, lies about and really persisting with lies about them taking people's pets and basically eating them. And they've persisted with this lie despite being called out and the people of Springfield saying this is simply untrue and there's no problem like that. They're creating problems now, and it's really got the folks there quite upset that he has brought this lie and persisted with it while it harms their populace. Okay, so let's just take a look. Will Trump and Vance be held accountable for continuing to persist advancing this falsehood, this straight out lie that Haitian immigrants are doing horrible things and eating people's pets, which is not true, by the way. You just never know who's watching this, but unfortunately, some people may not know that. Okay, will they be held accountable? Will Trump and Vance be held accountable for the trouble that they have stirred up? Okay, take a look. Well, I'm getting the Three of Wands. Okay, that's having me look forward. And I'm getting the Page of Wands. I think there could be somebody that wants to bring this back into focus. Because it feels like activity with that Page of Wands. It feels like a new activity that takes place on the horizon, if you get what I mean. It's not in the near future, but a little further out. And the tarot and time, I've been fortunate sometimes to be able to get some dates and things, but it's hard. So I just like to tell you what I'm seeing and not try to get like exact, but help you to understand how I read too, is that you have to keep your mind open and allow things to, show you what they are. Okay, so the Page of Swords then shows, this is the Four of Wands. Interesting, we had the three back here, okay. And now I feel like we're looking at the locale of Springfield, Ohio, and the people, and they are very suspicious. They are very watchful. They are very quick as well. They're not playing. Um, I think that they are fast to also, I think, want to see something done. And so I sense that among the populace, there might be something even already underway, as far as I know, uh, to hold them to account. And it looks like it, and it feels like it's not only like it feels like it's very much in harmony, like they're all together unhappy with this for the most part. Most people there are not happy with it, is what I get. And that goes along with their officials. I think this is one time when many people are on the same page. Okay. I get a woman in particularly that shows up. Now, if you know who she is, you can go ahead and put it down in the comments. I'm not sure who this is. It shows a, a fiery type of woman who takes action and is passionate about justice, I believe. Um, Hopefully that's who she is, but I do see her bringing some sort of significant change. If you can see that with the Wheel of Fortune. So we're shown a woman, and I do think it's an actual individual that, and maybe multiple women, but I'm trying to, you know, touch all the bases there that I think it could be. But it feels like to me, this is someone that says not so fast, maybe here. Maybe like a community leader or a grassroots activist, maybe even. I feel like it's in support of them coming, the Haitian folk coming, and trying to build good rapport between people. So, and looking like also that they have gone through the mill in order to do so, to protect people or to protect this opportunity for people to come together. And I think also this is how they feel. I'm being shown with the fallout from the lies. I think someone is going to go for it. We get the chariot, and they are ready to go into battle. Look at that, with the chariot itself, which is moving forward with something, and with a very determined goal. And we have the Knight of Wands, which says, "I am directed. I'm not just wantonly running out there to take action. I am doing so with a plan in mind." And I think that we're being shown that there is a woman that we should watch for, maybe out of Ohio, maybe someone in the community there that maybe one of their officials, I don't know, that is really going to, I think, take action and brings change with the Wheel of Fortune and pursues this. Yes. There's going to be an end. There's going to be transformation with the magician and death. Now, I'm getting a few things. Boom. What just hit me is that this is Trump's less than Midas touch. This is everything he touched turns to poo. And this spells the end for a lot of support. I think a real change that's going to actually be it's going to count. I don't know how else to say it. I think the support for him, the people willing in that state to, support him after this, drastically reduced. I do think so. And again, I get that there is a much more women again, and the sense of nurturing and abundance and someone being really unfeeling. So I feel like, again, we're getting that notion of, and I keep getting this, that we're going to get more women taking active roles in society in helping to try and deal with problems, especially with this election. The energy wants to go there. I keep seeing it. And I'm feeling that here. I'm feeling like there's going to be a very strong, uh, nurturing maternal uh, vibe going. And this callousness of what they've done, that they don't care, and people realizing that they don't care, um, I think is going to be distasteful. Yeah. So here's the lies that they make and come up with, the delusion that they present and project. And here's the conflict that it causes. Here's, it can sometimes be actual physical, hands-on, unfortunate violence that can occur. It can be like where they bring in people from out of the area into that area to stir up trouble. And I think we should watch for that. Um, just that came to me. I don't like that at all. But look, things are going to get better there and things are going to move forward. I keep getting moving forward. And look, there is compassion, there is help. And there are more people, it seems, that are in that state that actually want to fix this, want to help, want to be compassionate and understanding. And that energy moves things, progress forward. So I do think they are going to pursue something. And maybe just the loss. Look at the painful loss here, and people aren't going to show up for him. There is a withdrawal, people kind of licking their wounds as well. So I think that with Ohio, he's just not going to get the numbers. And this is going to matter. That for, is going to affect him adversely. He gets cards of a painful end there. It's just not gonna be, and maybe that's how he's going to be held to account. But let's just see, is there any kind of legal aspect? There should be. I mean, isn't there laws, forgive me if I'm wrong, but where people, if you incite violence like he did on January 6th, he should be in the, you know, he should not be out. If he was not the complexion that he is, it's my firm belief, he'd be behind bars, to be honest. Ugh, I can't wait till we don't have to talk about him and that we can try and have something in common with people that we've lost that have been hypnotized by this idiot. Okay, so let's just see. Will there be a legal consequence for Vance and Trump and Vance, with regard to them lying about Haitians in Ohio? Sure, Barsha. Do you have this is going to be on a public topic, okay? So not personal right now for this on a Saturday, but think of something that you've always wanted to know about. Maybe you've never had a suffice answer, and ask that. It can be anything. Well, wow, you guys. I'm getting the King of Wands now. I had the Queen of Wands earlier. Remember fire? Now I'm getting a male energy that's fiery as well and brings change. There is something someone is going to say or do or pursue, but it sets off the wheel of fortune. It gets things moving here. Oh, yeah, they get the Tower and they get the Nine of Pentacles. So money and a good bit of it. So this ability, and usually this card's also about independent, being financially independent, being able to do your own thing, being in a good place, nice lifestyle. Not so much. That's interesting that it comes up. So there's someone going to pursue them from, I think, Ohio, maybe a male and a female, or just a collective energy in general that is ready to pursue things legally. It has to do with, I think, looking for laws, looking for something to hold him to account, and the fact that there's evidence of him being very smug here with that nine of cups, that he does this for his own smug entertainment. It's not based on fact. It's an emotional tool that he uses to manipulate people, and he appeals to people's hatred, quite honestly, and their anger, their misdirected anger. That's why there's a lot of people with a lot of misdirected anger, and they identify with him. The star, and having to walk away. He's got to walk away from the limelight. Look at that. I'm still not being shown anything I'm going to say is uh, a legal matter yet, which I don't fully understand. There might be something here with the Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man, taking a look at something. And there might have been a delay, but then I see a female. This could be Kamala. I don't know. It is the Queen of Swords for me is a very uh, litigious, also at times, no nonsense kind of an energy. Or yes, Lynette, quite possibly grounds for stricter regulations of social media or hate speech. Yeah, and perhaps, especially when you're campaigning, maybe they could bring it in through something like that. But I think that it does make change. There's something good comes from this, and people are really, I'll just put it this way, excited to pursue this. The devil and the emperor. Ooh, maybe. Now, maybe it was a good thing I didn't. And I'm getting two men there. The religious. I feel like this is Vance here. He thinks he's a Christian. I don't know. What would Jesus say? I don't think so. Say, I never knew you. Get thee behind me. So it's just going to show that the man is a straight up liar, that this is all for himself, and he is shown there's something coming. But it's not, it's still kind of hidden behind the scenes. But look, with the Ace of Wands, something will happen. Will happen with it. Maybe the universe just doesn't want to fully reveal it to me right now to share, or it could be that it's very fluid in nature, yet it kind of feels that way. But I think something will be pursued. And again, I feel like women and finances, and affecting him in some way with support. Hey, unicorn and rainbows, good to see you. So I hope that was I think that was really interesting. Today's topic again is just going to be like a public topic that you're curious about. It can be about a well-known person. I'm not going to do probably, I'll take the question, but I may not be doing the personal questions yet. Those are usually going to be like next Sunday because I've alternated it, unicorns and rainbows, with this Saturday being one for public topics more so. So if and just to switch things up. So if you could pick maybe another question that's more like, doesn't matter if it's about politics, space, uh paranormal, it doesn't matter. It can be really something far out like that or mundane. Why does cheese cost so much or whatever? You know? I'm just saying. And thank you so much for joining the live. I'm so glad that you're here. I am. Thank you all. All right. It's really hard to say with the energy being so volatile with the eclipses. It is. And that I am really affected by them. Often my sleep gets disturbed like it does on a full moon. My mom and I both have this problem, I found out. Yeah, history. I can read on history, like if there's something, whatever. You're welcome, Isadora. And I can read on the eclipse energy too. I'll throw cards on that. All right. So let's just see what we've got now. All right. We are going to crop circles. And Erica Mojos asked this question over there on the East Coast. Hello. Love to the East Coast. I hope you guys are okay. All right. Just go back to the line. You are too very sensitive. Lynette Sparkles says, the last Pisces eclipse, I was really emotional. Your Pisces sun. I have Pisces moon and rising, and it just F's with me as well. Uh, I uh I was too. That's why I keep boxes of tissues, big size, soft, so it does not chap my nose. Here's another part of Saturday Live. This is the stuff I hate getting a chapped nose and then it peels. Oh, that's really lovely. Yeah, so we'll look at the eclipse energies. Oh wow, you're outside of Philly and you only had a little more. I'm glad. I'm glad. And thank you for this new time for the live. It really works well for me. You are welcome. There's a number of people that I know uh are subscribed from the East Coast, and I just thought that is my live. My live on a Sunday is more for night owls, and it's like that's too late for a lot of people, not just on the East Coast, but the Midwest as well. And I want to make sure that I give an option, and you can get in a rut with your lives. It's a good way to freshen up. Oh, Aquaphor is good stuff, folks. You should always have a tube on hand. I am not kidding. That stuff is the business. All right, so let me get another sip of my coffee because I'm a little froggy. I'm a little froggy this afternoon. Lots of here in Northern California, everything blooms something at some point. And now that I'm older, I have puffy under eye. Hey, James, how are you, Jay? Cheers to you. Coffee, coffee cheers. I hope that whatever beverage you guys may be having, you are enjoying it. I've got to keep my voice up. I did this on AI. I typed in what I wanted and I used the Adobe AI, Adobe Express. I love that so much. Because I wasn't able to find pictures like for the background that I wanted. And boy, there's some good uses. Thank you so much for the compliment. Aquaphor is also really good if you get like um, really dry skin, of course, or cracked skin, or even around pressure ulcers. Yes, especially that very, very thin skin or weak, you know? And I've got water next to me too. Okay, so I'm kind of clearing this deck and I'm going to focus with my third eye. I know it sounds kind of corny. but I am on the crop circles. I've always wondered about that too. And I've never been able to completely make up my mind more one way or another. I'm just kind of like neutral, you know? And I think that's probably the best way to go whenever you try and look at something with the cards because your emotions can, and it's happened to me a number of times that I've learned, your emotions can make you not see more objectively. And you don't, the whole point of doing the cards is to see the truth. So you gotta kind of be willing to see the truth and take a more neutral stance, step back from it to view it as either someone else, so, you know, or as if you didn't know anything about the subject. That's just what I do. Okay. I still want to use the albino Rider Waite deck. The one deck out of many that I haven't begun to shred yet. It's really holding up to me. I like it. I like it. I love this deck. Okay. Crop circles. Yeah, and I've read on Sasquatch and Loch Ness. So folks, if you are into cryptids and hey Ash, how are you? I'm just fine. Check out my playlist. I love reading about things like that because it's a different energy than reading on true crime or politics, which can be pretty heavy. So let's just take a look. What causes, that's what I'm going to ask. You know, I'm going to ask that. What causes crop circles? What, by and large, because I know that some people go out there and do it, but I think that not everything is that is by the human hand. It's just my gut instinct that I do trust on it is that some are manipulated by humans and others by something else, and I don't know what that is. So I want to take a look as well. Hi, Irene. How are you doing, love? Yeah, on Saturdays I'm alternating. So next Sunday it'll be late at 6 Pacific, and then the next week it'll be on a Saturday again at 3. So I'll have an early live that alternates with a later evening for the West Coast for night owls. Okay. I'm glad to read that, Irene. I really am. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. And thank you, Ash. Thanks all who are joining. If you give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. This live, by the way, I'm not going to be a stickler about ending it until I feel like I need to stop because I'm tired and I'm not going to give a good reading. So just so you know, right now I'm still good. But when I start to feel like, ooh, I'm a little tapped, I will let you know. All right. So feel free to read along and tell me the cards in the chat that you might be getting. Feel free. If you do that, that would be cool. 4 cats. Yay! I'm glad that you caught alive. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. So we're going to look at the origin of crop circles. How are these being formed? Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me terribly if I know that some are human manipulated. And oh, you'd love my reading then, Erica. Um, I also think some are something else. I honestly don't know what to think and don't know what it is. So I'm going to take a look and see if I can get any clearer. And I'm going to ask Spirit to please help me get clear on this. Help me to read clearly. Thank you. Asking my guides, my ancestors. Thank you so much. All right. Crop circles. What is the origin? How are these things being formed? What do we need to know? I get a King of Pentacles. That feels very earthy. That's the first thing that jumps out to me. And I get the Sun. Oh, wow. Some kind of exposure. Is this someone that is going to study the phenomena and be able to reveal what is happening? There's a lot of people trying to do that, to be fair. Um, Interesting. All right, I'm getting a male energy, maybe somebody that studies earth science, agriculture, uh, science, because a lot of times it happens in fields of corn. And when I say corn, I'm also going to extend that in a European term for grain, just corn, wheat, what have you. And yes, Erica, I also picked up with the cards that Bigfoot is interdimensional. Very interesting because I didn't think I was a bit shocked. I wasn't expecting that. All right. Now, back to crop circles. Let's see what we're getting. And let's take a look. Let's just also look at the features on the card. This is another thing I want to be doing on Saturdays is showing you how I read. And if nothing more, even though you may not go out and read, then you can understand where I'm coming from and how I do it because everyone's different and there's no set way to do it, folks. But look, I'm noticing this field of sunflowers. And again, we're talking about fields and farm fields and crops and the sun. And, obviously going to be happening during the months when these crops are growing. That's also coming through with the sun, warmer weather into fall. And again, I I'm getting a masculine energy with some kind of reveal with the sunlight. This is the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. To me, there is the first of some kind of a declaration of I think, actual fact. And it looks like this energy here is earthly with the Four of Pentacles. And the energy of this card, just in general, is of holding on or pulling in. You know, if it's money, you're not sharing it. If it's a tuna sandwich, you're not sharing that either. If it's, you know, something of the earth realm, you're holding back and you're holding on. There's a pulling. So I'm kind of getting a pulling energy. Is this magnetic? I'm kind of feeling it, but I got to keep my mind open. But those two cards are somehow giving me something about the use of magnetic means to, I think, form these crop circles. Something intelligent, I think, is doing it with the Ace of Swords, probably. But I do feel like we're going to get a man, in all likelihood, that might come up with a very clear, concise answer for the most part. And I think I'm getting a vibe of, like, I just want to recap, possible magnetic type of energy. There's a very definite pulling energy that I'm getting here from these cards, energetic wise. And it feels like it's in the air with the Ace of Swords because that's air and earth. We have that represented too. So I don't know if you can then get how I'm feeling like this could be magnetic. Just going to put it out there as a possibility. You just set it on the shelf. And we get the High Priestess. Oh my God. And we get the Tower. So there is some hidden factor that is going to be revealed. And it's going to be stunning. It's going to be a mind blower. And it's going to change because the tower is about rebuilding after having had beliefs that were less than uh, truth many times. You know, we base our lives on things that are not true often. Yeah, you would think, but you know, maybe they've come up with something. I don't know, but I am getting I can't get over this card of the energy of pulling in the air with the swords and a definite sense of something happening. Just boom. It feels like movement to me, but it comes through the air. Is it like a wave of magnetic energy? I feel like I'm a Fruit Loop here talking, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you what I'm vibing on. And this high priestess is telling me, you know, with this man back here and the sun, I think someone is going to make a breakthrough. The tower can be about breakthrough too. And there's going to be clarity on it. Now, it's possible too, those that are human made might be implementing some use of magnetic pulling type of means to create them. Just a thought. But let's continue. I'm getting the King of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Not quite sure how I feel about that yet. It could be another male individual that discovers something about energy with the Ace of Wands, because that is like electrical energy. Our body is an electrical grid. It is fire. So I'm getting magnetic, electrical kind of an energy. And I'm getting the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is a result that something isn't seen. It's a hidden factor that creates this effect. Maybe why it isn't seen as well. If it is something that is, however way, by whatever source, uh, I feel like I'm getting that it's maybe the use of some kind of electrical wave along with the magnetic grid is implemented in some way. And again, with this, I feel like you don't see how it happens with the seven, but you get a result and you're kind of like, what? The Lovers and the Page of Cups. Hmm. Well, this shows some kind of harmony. And with the Page of Cups, it's a surprise kind of an energy. What is this? It feels like something maybe about these energies combined create something new with that Page of Cups. That's the best I can get on that. Hey, Rain. Something is going to be identified with the Six of Wands. And again, it's new information, energy, as that electrical energy too is highlighted here with all these wands. There's maybe, I wonder if sunspots, now that might be a reach. We did get the sun earlier with the beginning. Is it something to do with the sun? and affecting the magnetic waves, electrical energy. I wonder, I wonder. Let me just see what kind of intelligence is behind this. Whether it's what kind of entity, energy does this belong to? What is the source that is not just, I think we were shown how they're created. That's very interesting. And when I get those cards where it shows like something's going to be a breakthrough with this, you can take it to the bank. I would be willing to, and I don't gamble, but something with the crop circles is going to be discovered and how they form. And I think it's connected possibly to the sun, possibly with the magnetic energy grid. And I don't know if sunspots could be a factor. That would be interesting to note if there's any correlation, any data that's been collected. Kind of like the way the aurora borealis creates the waves of particles that are in the air that we see. Well, I don't get to see, but I wish I could. Let me just see. Is there, besides human beings, is there another intelligence that is the source for creating these things? And if so, why? Or is this just nature? But then why wouldn't we see it in other things? My brain is like, then why aren't tulips doing this or something? I think it's something, then I'm just getting something maybe to do with the composite of soil and the plant's proteins. And maybe it's going to really take somebody that's much more scientific than myself, because I do think that they're going to be able to at least trace some of the scientific aspects of how it happens, but why may be still a question. Let me just see. What is the intelligence if it is non-human? Is there a non-human intelligence that creates these crop circles? Okay. Is there a non-human energy entity that creates crop circles? Is there a non-human? Let me just give these a good shuffle. I'm going to split the deck and get all fancy. Is there a non-human source that creates these crop circles that we should know about? Is there I'm looking for a yes or a no. A non-human source of crop circles. And what do we need to know about it? Okay. Well, we're getting the Page of Wands, which to me is a yes. And we're getting the Seven of Pentacles. This is design. And I just got that right away. And a plan, diagram. I'm seriously getting that. And they tweak it. But I wonder what for. And look, there's circles. Duh. Oh my God. There's circles. And they look over them and they look over their work, and it informs the next effort. There is a plan behind this. There's some kind of intelligence that tells me. And I was asking, is there some kind of intelligent life that is also performing these things that is not human? And it could be that they are just energy, and maybe that's why they're not seen. All right, I know that sounds whack. I don't care. That's what I'm getting. Interdimensional, like Sasquatch. Something that's interdimensional, that is intelligent, creates design. Look at all the circles. And in different locations. But it looks like they have maybe an area or certain areas that they favor more than others to create them. More of a broad expanse. I don't know why. I'm just telling you what I'm picking up. Okay, let's get the next two. So, yes, I'm getting that there is another form of exactly rain, um, another intelligence besides human that creates these things, and they have a plan behind it. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to have to get to like, what's the message? The Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Look at that. It's a gift to humanity. Wow. Maybe it's a way of just like trying to say, hey, we exist. We're not here to hurt you. Look, we just made this really pretty crop circle out there. We're, looking to the symbology. We're just saying hi. Maybe that's why I get like it's not going to be visible to the eye, but something's going to be identified. At least that may be the means of how this energy is being manipulated. But I get there is some form of non-human intelligence that creates and designs these and has a plan with them, and they offer them as a gift. And it's about how we're all connected. That's the greater family. And it's emotional with the Ten of Cups. They're appealing to emotion, and it's positive. Whatever being that is creating these besides humans, I think has benevolent intentions. Look, the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups, they want to be friends. There's um, goodwill, but they are an energetic source, and there's going to be a new start. Wow. Okay. Now, some people, I think, are going to be really worried. And I wonder if this isn't going to be at some point in time of kind of contact with non-human life that will worry or scare some people. And they're just going to have to release and let go of their anxiety and their fear about it. So this is picking up on something, y'all, for real. Yeah, look at this. Judgment and the Ace of Cups. So this is pushing us in our evolution and to grow and move forward and change the way that we need to. And it's a calling. There's a divine aspect here that's very gentle. It's to get our attention as well and to help us to realize in broader terms and not just how small we've always thought the world was. This is an invite to expand your thinking. This is goodwill with the Ace of Cups. And I'll tell you something. I don't think that every form of energy out there is friendly. I'm not a fool. But this is, whatever it is, that it is also responsible, besides human beings, for the crop circles, is benevolent. And they want, I think it's like a gentle awakening. We're in an awakening right now. There are more and more people through NDEs. That's why I put that up there in the community thing. And I hope that people will take their time and at some point share in the comments if they've had those experiences. Now, I feel like, again, it's a call for human beings to realize the truth about our existence and really what we are outside of the human body, um, and what we are within it. Um, there's important information either way, and our connection to other energy forms. It's kind of like an awakening of ages, is what I'm getting. Now that sounds really, you know, I don't say that without cringing because I think that's what all those titles are now in many of those that cover um, these events and NDEs. You know, you have to listen to this. Listen, if they, a lot of it is just clickbait, but and they don't even need to do it, but it's marketing. That's why you see that. And you watch the whole video and you're like, well, this was interesting, but there was not one thing mentioned about what the title said it was about. That's what they're doing, just so you know. All right, now back to the crop circles. There is going to be, just like I said, this is like a new day dawning, a new awareness. And I feel like a new connection emotionally and in day-to-day life, day-to-day living for humanity. This is big. It's bigger than you would initially think. It just kind of, I feel like it leads to other things, perhaps. Um, kind of like an onion being peeled, you know, there's more that's there than it would appear. And remember, we kind of got that earlier with that Seven of Swords and the feeling like you can't really see this, but it's happening. So this is once again something that is occurring that is kind of nebulous, and we just have to be discerningly open. I hate that too. And there's some really, I'm not going to name them, but there's some really great channels that are doing it. I'm so disappointed in them. I will never do that. I will never do that on my channel. There's no need to. Um, I don't want to appeal to people's fear. I don't like making people anxious because I myself am someone that deals with anxiety. So I will never put, I will be honest with the title and what you can expect. Oh, the Black Knight Satellite. Hodgepodge. Okay, I will star that for a read. It was shot down by elite soldiers from Illuminati, UFOs, hunters, UFO. And Illuminati, it can mean people that are very wealthy, so wealthy that they are able to keep hidden. Okay. Yeah, I do too. Love the idea that they are um, gifts, but that's what that Ace of Pentacles just felt like. It's just like, here, I look what I made for you. And the Two of Cups, and you know, the Ace of Cups is friendly. Very interesting. We'll just have to take note of this. Okay. I didn't expect it to be so concise, in a way. Okay. Um, will these beings ever take a form or be able to take a form that human eyes can see? Because right now, I think when they create these gifts for us, they're kind of being sneaky. They're using some form of like a, what was the thing from like invisibility net, you know, invisibility cloak. That's it, uh, so to speak. And my feeling is if they're interdimensional, they probably can take some kind of form and not just remain energy. But I want to see and ask because there's all kinds of stuff we don't know, for all I know. but can they take a visible form that human beings can see? Now, intuitively, I just get a yes, but let's just see with the cards. So can these non-human crop circle creating, gift-given energies that have a lot of love in their heart, that are very kind, and I feel like they're old, um, very advanced in wisdom and like compassion. They are not here to probe us. Let's see, what was I asking? Ah, let's see. Yeah, do they take a visible form that we've seen already? I'm just curious. Have they taken a visible form that we've seen already? That human eye has seen, or will they? So I'm going to look for a yes or no, actually. Have they taken some form that human eyes can see? Have humans seen them and not realized it? In other words, possibly. I get the Queen of Pentacles. They might take the form of an earth being. And I'm getting that could be anything from a forest animal to a human. We have the Ten of Swords, though. I think they're concerned with being hunted down or attacked. They also, I feel like, have a sensitivity towards nature and the creatures that are also non-human, and how they're treated. That needs to change. And I feel like this is maybe part of what they're going to do in order to try to help this planet be its best. Just what I'm getting. Yeah, look at this. Oh my gosh. So here's the devil, the cruelty and the confinement and the violence and oppression. I think not only towards other humans, but other beings. It's just a hostile environment and corrupt. And I feel like the environment, the earth herself and her little creatures pay for it. Okay, that's definitely true. This causes a great deal of sorrow. And I think this is among other life forms. Um, and maybe they're trying to get us to appreciate our nature with making beautiful crop circles and appreciate it more. I agree, Erica. I think they've been keeping an eye on our evolution for a long time. But look at this. Something is on the horizon that comes as a change with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords. So I think that maybe there's some kind of change with this energy, this entity, these types of beings. And I think they are going to take on a form that we will definitely be able to see. I don't think that they typically do, but I think they have taken on uh, earthly looking creatures, even possibly human. But my sense is that they're going to, at some point, reveal themselves. And it's going to change things again, big time, with the Wheel of Fortune. Look at this, guys. This is nice. The Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. There's that friendship that they wanted, We had the Two of Cups before in the beginning, and now it's like they're introducing us to the fam, and there's, I think, going to be benefits of better living, better health, um, awareness. This is so interesting. I don't know, but I feel like human beings will benefit. There will be some sort of a bond or a friendly uh, connection. All right. I have to keep moving, but I'm going to stop there. I'll read on that another time. So that is very interesting. So now I'm going to get to some of the questions here. Let me get a sip of coffee because I'm getting a little dry. Okay. Erica says, oh yeah, just like they do with the nuclear test sites and nonsense where things are going. I don't remember that exactly, Erica. I don't. But but there's a lot of stuff that I just don't remember from my lives. I'm just like a conduit, and some stuff I remember, sometimes I don't, and sometimes it comes back to me. That's not terribly unusual with a lot of people that read a lot. Your brain in this little meat suit can only handle the bandwidth that it does. But that's very interesting. I the question is somewhat familiar to me, so maybe there. All right, so let's carry on to the next question. We have Lynette Sparkles, and we are going to be looking at Cleopatra's tomb. All right, she says that there's an archaeologist. Let me just see if I can find who this is. That's kind of fun, right? There is an archaeologist, and Cleopatra's tomb. I'm going to put found. Let's see what I get. Kathleen Martinez and her team have discovered a tunnel that may lead to Cleopatra's tomb, but there's still disagreement about whether the tomb is there. So here's a little more background. Uh, Kathleen Martinez and her team discovered a tunnel beneath the temple of Osiris in Taposiris, Magna, Egypt, that runs for 1,305 meters through sandstone. The tunnel is similar to the tunnel of Eupelinos. I may not be pronouncing that exactly right. A 6th century BC aqueduct on the Greek island of Samos. Okay, and this says here from January 26, 2024, on this archaeologist. I'm going to put in so that you all can see this. Sorry, wait a minute. I'm getting a laggy. But this way there's pictures. So that's kind of neat. But unfortunately, there's a crap ton of ads that come up on this that are a problem. All right, let me just share this link for people that want to take a look at this. All right, here we go. Yeah, really? I don't remember what I did 5 minutes earlier. Okay, so this is saying, let me just see what the catch-up is on this article from January. Yeah, okay, talks about hunting for, they found a geometric miracle tunnel. And I can see it, that's pretty interesting. Okay, underneath the temple in the ancient ruined city of Taposiris, like it was saying, I think it's just a repeat of what I read to you. She is of the University of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, Kathleen Martinez. She uncovered the structure 13 or this is what I need, 40 feet, 43 feet below ground. The 2-meter tall tunnel has been hewn through an incredible 4,281 feet of sandstone. Okay. Oh, it's really neat. Okay, so that link, you can put your eyes on it. And there's a lot more, but I'm not gonna, a bit more. So let's just, but not anything. Hey, Varia Edits. We're just reading on Cleopatra's tomb right now, and we're gonna see if it's been found. Is this tunnel? And thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. If you have a question on a subject of public interest, oh, I'm not doing personal readings today. I do that next Sunday, though. So you can either bring that back next Sunday, or you can pick or you can do both. You can pick a public topic. And I'll stop at your question because I'm already in at an hour and 16 minutes. So, Isadora, if you can please put up no more questions, that would be fabulous. But Faria Edits, it can be a question that you've always wondered about. I'm going to really shuffle this deck. But haven't had an answer. It can be something really far out, like stuff about, I don't know, space or mundane earthly but stuff, but public topic, things that you've always maybe been curious about, but maybe the type of question that isn't typical, like people are interested in cryptids like Sasquatch or things like that. You get my meaning. But it can also be about politics. It can be about maybe entertainers that you're interested in. So stop and think about that for a while. And I'm not going to take any more questions now because I'm going to try to throw cards on. Let's see, how many more do I have here? Unicorns and rainbows with the eclipse energy I'm going to read on and how that affects us and see what I get. And then maybe the Black Knight's satellite from Rain Mountain. And okay, yeah, that would be about right. So yeah, I can take one more at this point. Okay, what country's going to rule the world soonish? All right, put that there. Okay, so no. And it may not be exactly how we think it's going to be either, you know? It may not be just one other country. Maybe it will be a couple of them. You never know. So keep your mind open, but not so open that your brain falls out, they say. Okay, so let's take a look at Cleopatra's tomb. Has it been discovered? Let's look for a yes or no. Cleopatra's tomb. Has it been discovered? Has Kathleen Martinez discovered the tunnel to Cleopatra's tomb? Yes or no? Well, I do get the 10 of swords. Now, that might be a no, but being that we're looking for a tomb, this could be her, where her, just, yeah, her form is, her remains. Let me see. I always read, yeah, I think it is. I think it may be because I always read in pairs, and the card that comes with it is the Six of Swords. This is moving towards something. Well, the tunnel is moving towards something. And I feel like it also indicates something that indicates things go more smoothly. So I think the search for her tomb has been a pretty up and down adventure for people. But I think she has found a significant tunnel and that it could very well lead to Cleopatra's tomb. I feel like she's going in the right direction to find something that could be a tomb. Let's see. Let's just see. Page of Cups and the Tower. Mind blown. There could be some unexpected find with this Page of Cups and this Tower. And it's whatever's discovered is going to, again, require people to change their beliefs, change their perspective. And it's an enforced change that was not voluntarily sought. So there's something very significant with her breakthrough. And I'm going to call it a breakthrough of some kind here. And it's very interesting. There's going to be, it looks like, help. And I feel like the continued work, maybe to fund her archaeological dig. These things have to be funded. That's something a lot of people don't kind of think about, because unless you're an archaeologist, but they have to get funding to do this. I think she's going to receive it. And I see a group of people, look at that, being very careful, very watchful. And I feel like giving information when they are working together, maybe even recording this. I'm sure that they will. I feel like it's because I'm getting like seeing. So I feel like this is going to be videoed. Why wouldn't they in this day and age? Sorry, I have a little lipstick because I've yacked so much that my lipstick's. All right. And by the way, if you're curious about the lipstick I'm using today, it is a matte lipstick, Mehr, Mehr, and it's by MAC. Yeah, I would too. Yeah. I mean, your recording is for prosperity. And there's a group of people doing it. That makes sense. Oh my gosh. And we get Judgment and the Ten of Wands. So I feel like there's going to be a tremendous amount of responsibility here. She's called to do this, but I think she's going to be put through a lot. It's very stressful. The Empress, Cleopatra, and the Ace of Wands. I think it is. Or it's going to lead to it. Somehow it's going to be significant. I think the Ace of Wands is a beginning. And I think it is connected to her. So how do you like that? Again, there is a sense of going through the ringer here. But again, we get the Sun, and I say again because it is going to reveal. We're going to get clarity, and perhaps more clarity on what took place by the evidence or what they find. There's going to be more answers coming. And, she was in a very between a rock and a hard place. That's why she took her life. So I think we've knocked on the right door. Yeah, it could be an outer chamber. Exactly. But I do think it's connected to her. I do think there's something to it. I'm sorry, Shamar. I'm not taking any more questions. And these are on public topics on Saturday. Next Sunday, I can take your question if you don't get it answered by another reader or something. All right. I'm so sorry. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'm not taking any more questions because I'm already in for an hour and a half and I have to read on some more public topics. Okay. So now we are going to look at is it the eclipse energy? Yes. All right. And then we have Rain Mountain and Feria edits. Okay. Now I'm going to set this deck aside because I think I've given it a good workout. And I am going to try, let's see. Which one do I want for this? Something, okay, for the eclipse space energy. If I have anything here that makes me feel that way. Oh yeah, this one kind of does. Okay, this deck is the New Look Tarot deck. And it reminds me of kind of the Russian black, and also kind of like Scandinavia, where they kind of motif and, beautiful. I think this is good for reading on the eclipse and what it does to us. Yeah, random topic is a good way to list it. Thank you, Shamar. Thank you for being so understanding. Bless your heart. And like I said, if you don't get another reader, because a lot of other people do lives and you might catch someone to read on it, and if you don't, um, next Sunday, my live is at, I don't know if you'll be up, but it's late. It's at 6:45 on Sundays. Not every Sunday, every other Sunday. I'll put out another notice in the community page so that people will understand. And I will definitely use that term, random topic that you guys pick or ask, and I pick. Well, I'm reading your stuff. Okay, so let's look at the eclipse energy. And you know what? I don't remember, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember being so affected in the past the way I have been in the last 3 years, really, by them. Does anyone else feel the same way? I honestly, I don't know if it's just because I'm more aware of it now, but I can always tell. It's like either Mercury is in retrograde or we got some kind of eclipse going on because my day is bananas. So let's just or I get really emotional, and it'll be like, oh my gosh, get the Kleenex. So let's take a look. It can also interfere with my sleep, and other people say the same thing. It really messes with them because these eclipses and stuff are said to push us to evolve. And so we have to try to get rid of negative attachments and rid ourselves of, or working on weakening those attachments. That is something we do come here to do from other lifetimes, in my opinion. Okay, now, okay, Spirit. Holy Spirit, what can you tell me about the eclipses that we need to know, and are they becoming more powerful? Mine too, Isadora. Sometimes I get sick. It's like a purge. So, okay, one of the questions now I'm going to ask on the eclipse is on eclipses and stuff is going to be, are they getting more powerful in their effect? So are eclipses affecting people more powerfully now? Are eclipses affecting people more powerfully now? And what do we need to know about them? Because a lot of us are feeling the effect and we can identify it. To being in common with the eclipse. Now, I'm sure if I were a really good astrologer, I could just tell you all you needed to know, but I just want to see what the cards are going to say because I don't. I wish I were a really great astrologer, but I only have like very novice energy, very novice brain's not working, very novice awareness about it. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, what do we need to know about eclipses and are they more affecting more people more powerfully now? Are eclipses affecting people, their energy, their lives more powerfully now? What do we need to know? Are lunar and solar eclipses affecting more people more powerfully at present time in history? Okay, let's see what we get. I get death. Yes, it's transformative. Look, and we get the sun with death. Now, this is a different deck, you guys. That's very interesting. So there's a part of us that we are purging. There's a part that we are releasing. And like I said, it could be bad habits. It can be stuff that we're not even that aware of, but that we're aware of that we're releasing something with the sun. But we're still, it's something that we are meant to let go of so we can transform and transform energetically. Oh my gosh, look at this Queen of Cups. It really affects our emotions. And as a Virgo with a Pisces rising and moon, I really relate to the Queen of Cups. So I think a lot of people do too. This hits us right in the feels. And I feel like the answer is yes. The transformation in our feelings that are being felt and expressed and is big. Thank you, Rain. So there is some effect, and I do feel like it is becoming more profound, and more people are becoming sensitive, and that means people that identify as men as well. I just feel like this Queen of Cups is humanity's sensitivity psychically is increasing, is transforming right now, and maybe that's why it's not. Why it's a rather unpleasant experience, so to speak, because we're letting go of some crap, you know? The Fool. So we get Death and the Fool. This is so interesting. And the Six of Wands. Yes, look at this. Look at this. Was this deck not the right deck to read on eclipse energy or what? Look at this. So we go through a bit of a battle. And we do with our feelings, with our energy, with, I think, being very psychically sensitive and emotionally sensitive and empathic, picking up on a lot of stuff that isn't always ours, especially during that time as well, would be highlighted. And we are learning to let go of this energy and shift so we can, I think, elevate our energy. Look at that. It is a new journey now. This is a significant time. We are in a new period and a shift at an end time and a new time beginning. And I feel that it is very significant. I feel also with the Fool and the Six of Wands, eventually, as we progress through these eclipses that come and go, I think it'll become a little lighter. We'll feel like we'll see the progress of what we go through, with the journey that we go through with them and what they do, that they have a point, and it's to release so that we can grow and also to grow our intuitive energy. It transforms so we are open, more psychically open. That definitely feels true. Yeah, wow, I agree. Interesting. And let's look at those last two cards again, because there's a bunch of packed symbology, I feel like, there. And maybe that's part of the message that we are aligning and working on aligning our energy and lifting it so it's not so heavy and dense, and letting go and shifting that energy that's so heavy and dense doesn't feel particularly good because we have to become more sensitive. And it needs to be released. It's a natural part of our evolution. Okay, a couple more cards. Here we go. The Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Look at that. So yes, humanity is experiencing an acceleration of energy. And this looks like it is our expansion and lift energetically, literally, with that Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands has to be light enough to fly like an arrow on fire, is what I get. And I just feel like our energy becomes more light and bright. So humanity's energy is changing from a denser, truly the kind of the idea of, although I kind of don't always say it, this idea of the 3D, 5D stuff. I don't think I need to say that because to me that I can relate less to people that use that kind of term, but more to that we're called to change things that have been wrong at this, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that more people are being held to account. There's a slow change and it's like pulling teeth, but it's happening. I feel that humanity is shifting energetically toward a lighter, brighter overall energy than from this dense, heavy form that we've been inhabiting. The King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Yes, definitely does affect also the human body, I feel like. Of course it would, because if you can't sleep, is it me or the energy around this reading feel like the energy of a church during a great sermon, uplifting and higher vibration? Yeah. And there's clarity with this Ace of Swords. It's setting a new start of clarity. And I feel like, again, that energy, uh, that earthly energy is being changed. It's being refined. Makes sense. Sometimes my stomach can even be upset. Oh, one of my cords here's a little loose. Okay. The Tower and the World. So the world is going to undergo great change. And with a lot of sudden and unexpected events, things like dams failing with, like we're experiencing now, um, due to storms. I feel like it's all part of this to get us to restructure our lives based on more truth and less on stuff that doesn't include more, the populace. Just saying it's only men or whatever. No, that doesn't work. So we're undoing a lot and rebuilding society, the world, if we were to pull back and look at the big picture. And all these events, like I said, that are shocking and unexpected and disruptive serve the purpose of pulling down the broken that we've lived upon so that we will rebuild once we get our feet back with more real truth and integrity. The Five of Wands and the Moon. Yeah, there's going to be people, though, that resist. This is interesting, that fight this. And they don't want to elevate their energy. Now, other people have been picking up on that. Again, those that are looking to awaken and move forward, and those that are fighting this every step of the way because they're afraid with the moon. The uncertainty makes some people really, really fearful, and they don't like change of any kind. But I'm getting the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. This can go back to childhood and the past, and they've just got to embrace and learn more. Education is also part of the problem of people that are very fearful. I'm feeling like this could be a pattern that was taught to them in the past that's showing up about this. All this off of an eclipse. But look at this, the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups. It serves again this purpose to uplift our energy, bring us more in unity, and basically lighten up, clean up our energy and be on point. Again, that Ace of Wands, it's new to us. So that's very interesting. I'll go to the next one. Okay, the Black Knight Satellite, a hodgepodge of alien conspiracy theories. Don't know if he heard of this, but since we're on the topic, or next time you decide something similar to this. Okay, I'm not sure. Let me just see. The Black Knight. What else did you say about that? Let me just take a look. All right. And then we have Faria, her question. Where was this? Where was this? I just wanted to see if I could get anything more about that, because I'm not familiar with it. But okay. Black Knight Satellite. Well, anyway, I'll just click, you know what? I'll just read on it and see what energy comes up with the cards. Um, I'm not familiar with it, but apparently this was some kind of satellite that she's claiming was shot down. But it's part, she admits, of a bunch of different alien conspiracy theories. Don't know. You've heard of this? All right, let's just see. Is there any truth to this? First off, because she did say it's like a hodgepodge, so, and conspiracy, and we do need to watch out. We need to be careful of the truth. And that might sound rich coming from a tarot reading, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, the Black Knight Satellite. What does Spirit want to say about it? What do we need to know? The Black Knight Satellite. And again, I don't know anything about it, so I'm just coming in from a neutral position to see what it looks like. The Black Knight Satellite. Is this based on fact? What do we need to know about it? Is this a true account? Is this truth? Or has it been tweaked? Let's see. The Black Knight Satellite. Black Knight Satellite. Okay. Let's see what this deck wants to say about it. I get the Three of Pentacles. That makes me feel like there's some truth to it. Just as a yes, no. And I'm getting Temperance. So there was something that was extreme that needed to be balanced. And it looks like there are people that are satisfied that they brought that balance. If that makes any sense. I have no idea what this is about really, or what its function was supposed to be. I get the Emperor in reverse, and I don't normally read reverse cards, but I will this time. And the Eight of Swords, just because it came up that way. Well, this would be something that was corrupt, and I feel yeah, elites. I do. I feel like I I think it's the wealthy hidden players. Yeah. And with this Eight of Swords, there is some kind of confinement. They're not able to move. So, I get an authority is not able to move this satellite, not able to exercise their authority. And I do feel like there's a smaller group of people that have come together that are responsible for that and feel like they succeeded. Okay, whatever this is. And we're getting the Fool. This was a risky thing to do. It's also, a bit of an adventure, trying something new, and maybe not knowing what to expect. But then we get the Knight of Swords. Well, this is with the air, and it does make me feel like it could have been something that was shot down or whatever, as you said. It's supposed to be an Aries satellite that goes, and consider it was 12,000 years. I'm not sure, but I am getting that there is something to it. I don't know if it's exactly what people are saying right now about it, but it looks like there is some truth to this thing. Um, and some kind of aerial new phenomena with that Fool card and that Knight of Swords, and with what they were doing. So it does look like somebody affected this thing. So it wasn't moving, and it would have been done very quickly. Maybe with not a lot of forethought. Sometimes it can be reactionary. Okay, I'm getting the Lovers and the Four of Pentacles. Well, this is about people that partner up in their little groups and for security. So they're controlling things. So I would say that whatever it was or whoever it was that was behind this did so for control of it, is what I'm getting. And they somehow changed it. So, as you saying, it's shot down or whatever. Um, I do get it feeling restricted, like it can't do what it was doing before. And that there's some kind of balance that needs to be brought. And maybe that's what's coming here with this, also with this Knight of Swords and the Fool. Let's see what else we get. The Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Definitely a sense of some fiery. And look at that. I do feel like it could be some form of an object or quote unquote satellite. This really feels like something that is taken, a lot of power is used, and it's affected with that Queen of Wands, the energy that's directed towards it. Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. So somebody's happy with this, but it's like disconnected. And it's interesting that the Four of Cups shows the heavens above, and they're out. So I don't know exactly, but I'm just going to leave that there. So it does look like I'm being shown a story of people, or, well, I don't know if it's people, but I'm being shown that there were those that wanted to affect this thing, this satellite, wanted to restrict its movement in some way, but it looks like that could be changing. Let's just see what else I get with this, and then I'm going to take the last question. What else do we need to know about the satellite? Is it coming back active? Because it looks like it gets kind of restricted, not completely shut down, but restricted, whatever this thing is. Does it switch back on or something? Kind of looks like it becomes active again. I don't know if that makes sense to whatever this is, but that's what the cards kind of, I feel like, are showing me. So does this satellite, is it going to be back in action? Let's see what we get. I get the Lovers. In some way that is harmonious. And the Sun, yes, but in a harmonious way, trying to bring harmony. Hmm. And the Page of Wands, that feels moving, new movement maybe. And the Two of Wands, and it's expanding. It's gradually becoming, I'm getting this object becoming active and a new energy that is growing. The King of Wands. And the Hermit. Well, this is a pulling back, but this could also be some kind of wisdom. Now, maybe it's wisdom gained through this old satellite, quote unquote. I'm not sure. But it feels like something comes, quote unquote, back online. All right, I'm just going to leave that there because, honest to goodness, I don't know what more I can do on that. So I'm going to take the last question. Barriers, what country is going to rule the world soon? Okay, let's see. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell exactly what country, but I might get a sense of where in the world it might be or what places might be. Maybe I'll try this new deck. This one, man, somebody in my house has jacked up the heat and I am dying. It's called the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. It's more of a painterly kind of artwork, but I thought it looked interesting. This card is the Two of Wands. Yeah, so that looks kind of interesting. I think it's a good deck for this. All right, let me set this aside. Okay, what country is going to rule the world soon? Now let's rephrase this because America may not be the leading influence, but let me just see. Will other countries be leaders in influence worldwide, leading the way? And is there one particular nation or more that might be in doing so in the future, relatively near, loosely? All right. Let me just give this another split. I think I'm going to really like this deck. Okay. What nations are going to be influencing the world or nation in the relatively near future? And I'm really asking Spirit as my last question to really help me be able to discern um, this well. Can someone turn down the heat? I'm dying. Okay. Let's see. What countries or country is going to be one, if not the most significant in influencing the rest of the world in our relatively near future? Okay, let's see what we get. And thanks to those that have stuck around this long, all four of you. All right, we're getting the Empress. Okay, going to, just in case somebody gets an idea to say, I didn't like that card. Okay, we got Mother Nature here. We've also got a very feminine, abundant card, right? And I feel like it's feminine, possibly in its leadership as well. Oh, and we're getting another card of temptation. Well, that's greed. I'm getting the Empress and temptation. So this deck is showing, I think, nations. I think the figures here could be. Now, this one, which is, I think, probably the devil, um, is showing me corruption, greed, and that is a big issue, especially with the more wealthy nations. Okay. And we need worldwide to let go of our willing to do things that are not good for others and even ourselves on the account of greed, which is a fear of lack. And there's no need to fear that. Kamala, yes, Kamala. I always do that. Seven of Swords. Look at this. Theft. This is, I'm being shown some real stinkers. And the 4 coins. So it's interesting. I'm feeling like we're looking at a problem for those, and every nation has its corruption. Maybe that's part of the problem. But this is, and I have gotten this before, that the corruption of nations is being brought to the forefront so it can be rendered, gradually sorted out in a way. Now, the Seven of Swords, again, and she's holding the coins between her fingers. Look at that. And this is underhanded theft, taking things that aren't theirs. It just, I'm getting like Russia. I mean, that's what they've been doing. It's not your land, but I'm going to invade it. Okay, jerk. Ace of Swords. Yeah, so I'm getting a message that the time of corrupt, greed based uh oh, you're welcome, Rain. And we get the Two of Wands. So I'm going to say that there's going to be two. that are going to be leading the way, and maybe with addressing corruption, because that is a significant problem worldwide. So look at that. I feel like there's two, and it's going to expand out from there. So two nations. Now, this is interesting. When we look at the Two of Wands, you know, look at the map. That's interesting. I didn't even notice that there was a map until I just put it up here like this. I just kind of thought this, I just noticed this part. So I do think that there's two different places, two different nations. Let me see if I can notice any. No, I can't. That's just kind of drawn in. But there's two different places that are going to influence the world. And what is this? This deck is different. I think this is the Ace of Pentacles. Look at the keys. Something new, I think, where things of value, maybe even money, how one uses it, comes up. Ooh, and the Three of Swords. I just feel that there's a new time of addressing the systems that have betrayed us coming up. And maybe these two countries serve as influence in cleaning up their act. They could be two very different places with this Two of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Two of Wands. You know, one place way over here, another at another point. And they may not have much else in common, but it looks like starting to deal with corruption seriously. The King of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Now, I think they're going to imprison somebody, a leader. Look. And that King of Cups looks a little bit hedonistic to me. The Four of Wands, yes. And the Page of Cups. I feel like there's going to be a new day coming. So, one that is considering the future generations with children and community, unlike this thing where there's just the pockets of certain individuals in government that corrupt other people and are corrupted themselves, making it thus kind of a contaminated game worldwide. I do feel like we're going to, I don't know that it's going to be in my lifetime, but I do feel like we're moving toward better influences. And like I said, I'm getting two different places, and I feel like they're really different from one another. The Four of Swords, this is about healing. Places that need to pull back are going to be focused on healing. That could probably be America. And I feel like it's the world as well, though. Balance, yes. Four of Swords and balance. So believe it or don't, the world is working toward going toward a more balance and less corruption. And I'm getting two countries. I don't really know where they are, but there's going to be two. Let me just ask a question. Will one of these countries be in Europe? Let's just do a little process of elimination, see if we can figure out kind of a general area. Will one of these places be in Europe? Will one of these nations be in Europe that lead the world in change and have a powerful influence worldwide? Is one of these nations in Europe, yes or no? I'm getting the 7 of coins. I feel like it's a yes. Also, this card is talking about goals and finances. Maybe they're going to be working on their economy with an economic plan that works because there's so much corruption. And I get the 10 of cups. So the 7 of coins, and it works. I think the society it does well as a result of whatever it is that they incorporate, and families will be doing better. So I think that people are going to say, I want what they're having. Um, the Knight of Swords comes very quickly, and the 8 of coins, education, is one of the first things that came to me, helping people to become more educated, and especially youth, but people of all ages. And it is very much uh, active, forthright. So I feel like their education system is going to be really good, one of these places. And yes, I do get it's in Europe. Okay, now let's see. Will one of the other places be in, let's see, will one of the places be, let's say, trying to think of what area, like Asia? Will Asia be the other place? Just yes or no? I'm just trying to kind of pare it down a little bit. Will Asia, someplace, an Asian nation, will it be them? I get a no. 5 of cups. Okay. All right. Let's see. Will these will it be another nation in Europe somewhere, but expanded, not just Central Europe, but maybe like further out? Where is this other nation? The Western Hemisphere. Okay, 6 of Swords. Further away. So I don't think so. Well, it could be part of, actually, it could be part of Europe, but it feels like it's on the fringes, like it's a further out nation. It's not Central Europe. It would be on the outskirts, is what I'm feeling. And we get the sun. So yes, I'm feeling like it could be 2 places in Europe. And they, again, I'm getting a sense that they're fairly far apart from each other and pretty different, but they are going to be bringing a powerful influence that can't be ignored and that would benefit the world, and it will. And that's what I get. So if you appreciated this live, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And I didn't go over terribly much more than I usually do of 2 hours when I really have a good whack at time. And you can let me know what you think about any input, any things that occur to you in the comments below. Feel free. And now that we've just had this live, you can kind of see how these are going to go every other Saturday and every other Sunday. Then I'll take your personal questions and I'll make it just be about that. All right? All right. Deal. Thank you so much for popping in. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys. Bye.